One of the things that can be super frustrating about Pipedrive's workflow automation is when you trigger the action with a certain set of data, let's say deal data, but then you need a different set of data within the automation to make it work. So maybe person data. Another really common occurrence is, let's say an activity triggers your automation, but you need to continue the automation only if certain deal data exists in a certain way. You can do that in Pipedrive's workflow automation. You just have to insert a hack into your workflow. So today I'm going to show you that hack. So let's say that you want to send an email to your customer support team when a deal is won, but you need to send a different email to a different team member if the customer's location is US, UK, APAC, etc. If you were listening closely, you'll see that the trigger is going to be when a deal is won. So a deal trigger, but the condition I have is actually a person detail field. So this is a common place where people get stuck in workflow automations, but I'm going to show you how you can still make it work. So over here in our automations, I'm going to throw myself over here. I'm going to click to start my automation, and I'm going to say that the condition is the deal is updated, and I'm going to move myself again. So I'm going to apply this trigger. Okay, and now I want it only to trigger if the deal status has changed to 1, right? I need to send an email if a deal is 1. So I'm going to apply that condition. And then I could do it within this condition. I'll show you. So I want to do something with the location, right? I don't have that option, right? But I have this field here, customer location. So if I type customer, right, people go, why don't I have that data available? I get it. You don't have that data available because you pulled in deal data and it doesn't pull all of the data from the person connected to that deal, but there's a way to get it. So here's the hack. We're going to save this step. Great, we're good. Then we're going to update the person connected to this deal, but we're not actually going to change any of the data on that person. We're just going to update something with data that already exists so that we can get the rest of the person data pulled in. So I'm going to take an action, and it's going to be on my person, and I'm going to update person fields. Now here, you want to make sure you're updating a field that definitely exists with data that already exists. So I like to use for people, the name, for organizations, the name, for deals, the title. We just, overwrite it with the already existing data and we're good to go. So I'm going to say I need to update the name. And here, I'm going to say that the person I'm updating is the person connected to the deal. And what I'm going to update it with is the deal contact person name. It's going to be the same set of data. So I'm just saying, hey, I'm updating the person with the same name, but then we're going to be able to apply that condition we wanted to add. So I'm going to apply this action, and then here, now I'm going to do this instant condition. And now if I type in location, you see that I have that option. So now I'm going to say only if the customer location is, and we'll do US in this example. So I apply that condition, and then I can continue from here. So if it's email someone, update something, whatever it may be, whatever action I want to take, I can continue it from here. But you can see what I did. There was a deal trigger that I wanted to use to get this automation going, but then I needed person information to kind of create a subset of criteria, which I do by updating something random on the person connected to that deal, and then using that condition, which is then available because I now get all of the person data pulled in through that update action step that I have here. And again, another really common use case is going to be with activity automation. Let's say you have an activity that gets marked as done, and then you want to delay a certain amount of time. And if the deal that activity lived on is still in a certain stage or certain fields exist in a certain way, you want to create another activity. You can use this same formula to get a trigger from an activity and use deal data or an activity trigger and use organization data. So it's available across kind of every different piece of data that you might be able to pull into workflow automations.